My bad, Keiichi.
I'm already expecting a child. Let them do as they please.
I'm Keiichi Sato. I work for my mom's luxury bag company, Tokimeki Manufacturing. Today, I finally made it back home after a long overseas assignment.
Keiichi, seriously, good job out there. Sorry about tagging along to your parents' place.
No, not at all. You helped me so much on this trip. And my mom wanted to talk with you too.
Thanks. You look a bit down, don't you?
Yeah, a little. When I got back to my parents' house, there they were. Why are you guys here? My younger brother, Tomonari, who works at the same company, and Sara Watanuki, the Doki Doki Company CEO's daughter, the one I was supposed to meet for an arranged marriage, were there.
My bad, Keiichi.
I decided to marry Tomonari, not you. I'm already expecting a child.
That's pretty sudden.
I mean, Dad was the one who brought the engagement idea to me in the first place, right? It only shifted to you because I had a girlfriend back then. And it's not like you guys were officially engaged yet, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to have the formal meeting after I got back from my overseas assignment. Since both our dads were super into it, everyone thought the engagement was a sure thing. And that really messed with my head.
Well, none of that matters now.
I don't really care about the engagement. Dad just pushed it forward on his own to strengthen ties with Doki Doki anyway. But are you sure about this?
It's okay. I'll smooth things over with everyone.
Mom.
It's alright. Let them do as they please.
I see.
Since this is a good opportunity, let me say this clearly. Up until now, I've been working closely with you, but going forward, Doki Doki and Tokimeki will be moving ahead with Tomonari instead. Especially after what happened.
Yeah, I think that's for the best. A few days later. Huh? It's Tomonari. Hello?
Hey, how did you and Sara even manage to work together all this time?
Yeah, about that. As you know, Doki Doki has been a longtime partner of ours. We've basically worked side by side beyond company boundaries. But things really changed once Sara started calling the shots in sales.
If I said yes to everything Sara wanted, it'd be non-stop. She wants perfectly locked-in schedules and projections way down the line, which is tough to begin with. And if something changed on the supplier's end, she'd tell us to redo everything from scratch.
She won't give the green light unless every possible risk is eliminated and success is guaranteed. I struggled a lot trying to adjust. We had a huge blow-up right before my trip.
A huge blow-up? So that's what she was talking about the other day, huh?
Yeah, we clashed over the overseas trip too. The whole point was to build connections abroad, but she kept saying we should focus on boosting our domestic visibility instead. Originally, Doki Doki and Tokimeki were supposed to expand overseas together, but I had to give that up and ask Nagisa to support us instead, since she has overseas connections.
Nagisa, are you talking about the woman who was with you that day?
Yeah, she's kind of a big deal among people in the industry.
I had no idea. Actually, our major client Waku Waku department store told us they can't keep doing business the same way unless you're the point of contact. They asked us to switch from a fixed contract to case-by-case negotiations. I think it's because Sara keeps trying to push everything her way.
I guess so. I made all kinds of adjustments to keep things running smoothly, so just do your best.
You've gotta be kidding me.
A few days later, Tomonari and Sara once again sat down for negotiations with Waku Waku department store.
We really need you to work with us on this. I get what you're saying, but...
Case-by-case negotiations would be a lot of extra work, wouldn't they? Frankly, the way we used to do things was far more efficient.
When Keiichi was our point of contact on the manufacturer's side, he could flex quantities and delivery dates with a single phone call, depending on floor conditions and what other brands were doing. But since you took over, Tomonari, every condition has been locked in up front. When something unexpected comes up, we have to take it back and get approval all over again. Keiichi always left some breathing room, but this approach lacks flexibility. That's what worries us. I get what he's saying, but if I don't go this far, Sara won't sign off on anything.
Sometime later.
This isn't working at all. Nothing's going right. Everywhere I go, people suddenly turn cold, and they keep bringing up Keiichi's name. Honestly, is sticking to the domestic market really the right call? Why the long face?
That's our father, Masahiko. He's the vice CEO of Tokimeki Manufacturing.
Dad, I've just been thinking. Luxury bags are falling out of favor at home, and honestly, expanding any further sounds like a brutal road ahead. What are you talking about? Taking on overseas market is risky. It could even damage our brand image at home. Our current strategy isn't wrong. I see. Yeah, you're right. I'll try shifting gears and focus on bringing in new clients. Yeah, I'm counting on you.
However, a few months later,
Hey, that shop we just signed, can't you get them to place a bigger order?
Come on, that's asking too much. It's only been about a month since the deal closed. We're still in the middle of building the relationship.
And that relationship building is moving way too slowly. Back then, deals moved a lot quicker. Now everything with Tokimeki feels stuck.
Don't say that to me. I'm just the point of contact on the manufacturer's side.
I'm doing everything I can. Honestly, I haven't changed my approach from before.
Seriously, how did Keiichi even manage to work with Sada?
Tokimeki Manufacturing is basically a cornerstone partner for Doki Doki. That's why we're putting so many resources into this. At this rate, we can't keep going like this.
Hey, what's all this arguing about?
that's Teruyoshi Watanuki. He's the CEO of Doki Doki and Sada's father.
It's not good for a married couple to argue at work, especially now that you've had a child. And even if it didn't turn into a full-on problem, people know you treated Keiichi unfairly. Yes, I'm sorry.
Why bring up Keiichi's name?
Keiichi, while on the manufacturer's side, handled communications with the countless department stores and shops. He was deeply trusted, to the point where just mentioning his name would get things approved even if there were concerns. So that's why our partners' attitudes changed. That's why marrying Keiichi would have been a major benefit for Doki Doki, but he himself wasn't all that eager, and now Sada is with you, Tomonari. I have no intention of commenting on the marriage itself. That said, losing Keiichi as the point of contact is a serious blow. Tomonari, whatever you do, don't lose people's trust. Okay. Sada, you also need to rethink your approach.
Excuse me? I've been handling things exactly like before.
Up until now, Keiichi's easygoing personality kept everything running smoothly. But it's not healthy for a trading company to lean entirely on the manufacturer's representative. Find a better way to do things.
Okay.
Around that time, as for me,
Wow, this is incredible. We'd love to feature this in our shop.
I appreciate it.
Oh, but to truly convey how amazing this bag is, people really need to hold it in their hands. So, would you consider exhibiting it at an overseas trade show we're hosting?
A trade show?
This bag is high quality enough to be the centerpiece of the event. We'd really love to have it.
We'd be honored.
Thank you.
Keiichi, this is an unbelievable opportunity.
It really is. We've got to give it everything we've got to make sure it pays off.
Still, they're singing your praises again. Just the other day, they were saying things like, I wish we'd met you sooner.
Okay, now you're making me blush.
Seeing you lock in new deals one after another feels so good.
That's all thanks to your guidance, Nagisa.
I'm learning more every day too, you know? Keiichi, you've really started speaking up for yourself lately. When we first met, you were much more reserved.
Seeing how confidently you express your opinions made me want to follow your example. I couldn't even assert myself about the engagement because I kept prioritizing the company. I've been thinking for a long time that saying like that just wouldn't work.
That's really nice of you to say.
It seems my mom was worried about whether I'd be okay if things stayed the same. It's a bit embarrassing to admit at my age.
Not at all. So when she said, let them do as they please, I thought it was about what was best for the company. But it was also for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I owe both my mom and you so much. I wonder what kind of person gets to ask you out to dinner.
Huh? What did he mean by that? Should I take that the right way?
We'll make this trade show a success, no matter what.
Absolutely. I'll support you all the way.
We set everything in motion for the trade show. 6 months later.
Hey, you guys are back. Looks like the trade show was a great success, huh? We're getting flooded with inquiries.
Really? I'm happy to hear that.
We secured a lot of contracts on site too.
You did an excellent job. Thanks to the buzz from the trade show, our overseas expansion is fully on track now. And thank you for your help, Nagisa.
You're welcome.
I never imagined the overseas push would go this well. Last month, overseas markets accounted for half of our sales. And thanks to the trade show, we're on track to hit 80% this month. This makes us look completely irrelevant.
Excuse me?
Sara, what's up?
We were talking about rolling out a limited time exclusive line with Waku Waku Department Store, our biggest partner, right? About that, we've successfully finalized the contract.
Oh, really? This will be the second time. The last one sold extremely well.
Yeah, they promise expanded floor space, a spotlight placement, and strong advertising.
Sales are a sure thing. Let's ramp up production bigger than normal.
Are you sure about that? Maybe we should wait and see a bit. I handled it last time, and we had to make adjustments along the way.
I agree. It feels like a gamble to me.
It'll be fine. Waku Waku is one of the most prestigious department stores in the country.
And if Waku Waku is offering terms this favorable, there's no reason to pass it up.
I'll put together a solid plan.
Alright, just be extremely careful.
Just as Tomonari declared, the project moved forward under a meticulously crafted plan. However,
What's going on? Our stock isn't moving at all. We're supposed to be operating under a flawless plan with no holes in it, and yet...
Waku Waku Department Store is being far more cautious in their sales approach than we expected. Sure, technically they did their part, ads, space, all that. But they're not really selling it.
About that, I spoke with Waku Waku's account manager. Apparently, doing things so differently this time made them nervous. They felt uneasy because the schedule was optimized almost too perfectly around Tokimeki manufacturing. But they agreed to all of this on their end too. On top of that, since we signed an exclusive deal with Waku Waku, other department stores are holding back on placing orders. Stuff that should have been moving through a different channel is just collecting dust in the warehouse.
Then what about selling at a special price?
We can't do that. It'd lead to price erosion and damage the brand image. But if we don't sell, our cash flow is gonna choke. So what are we supposed to do?
then how about this? Right now, Tokimeki Manufacturing's bags are gaining global recognition fast. Why don't we lean into inbound demand and target international tourists with our ads?
Yeah, that might help to sell some.
But not nearly enough to move all this inventory.
Then how about connecting with overseas EC shops? This product is under exclusive contract with Waku Waku, so we can't divert stock to other department stores. But linking up with overseas EC shops doesn't violate the contract, and going through Waku Waku benefits everyone involved.
I mean, it's logical, sure, but still. At this point, we don't really have another option.
Then shall we move forward in that direction? Nagisa, could you support us on this?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
A few months later.
Everything sold out?
We'd already strengthened our overseas connections through past work, and Nagisa has an incredibly wide network too. We even did a small additional production run.
You did extra production too?
You've got to be kidding me. Now you see, don't you? There was no need to compete with Keiichi and force yourselves to cling to domestic expansion.
But...
Changing your stance is never a bad thing.
Yeah, going hard just to prove a point is the worst move.
But strengthening our position domestically is still important, isn't it? We don't deserve to be looked down on.
You've been overconfident in your own way of doing things. Of course, reinforcing the domestic market is very important, but the timing wasn't right. You could have built buzz overseas and then leveraged that for domestic marketing.
In fact, you've been getting multiple interview requests from domestic media who heard about the success abroad, haven't you?
Yeah,
I mean, you can say that because the overseas thing paid off.
there was a risk of failure, sure, but you can't succeed if you never take the risk. I moved forward while being mindful of everyone involved, all of that success. You didn't. I won't deny your skills. But no matter how capable you are, pushing ahead without considering others is nothing more than self-satisfaction.
Self-satisfaction? No way.
But that wasn't our intention.
A few days later.
So the limited line project is off the table for now? But it made such a huge splash this time. Yes, but for a while there, things nearly fell apart. It worked out, but that was seriously risky. We'd like to wait and see a bit longer. So, we lost their trust, huh?
What? A transfer?
Yeah, after everything that happened, we decided you weren't suited for sales.
Why? I've been doing my job properly.
You seem more focused on forcing your own opinions through. Speaking up is important, but you can't be pushy about it.
That's not fair.
Why are we increasing overseas supply but not domestic?
The overseas track is running perfectly. Ramping up production all at once is risky and realistically difficult. Right now, we should focus on growing overseas.
No way. I worked so hard trying to grow the domestic side all this time, and now?
By the way, it seems we just don't see eye to eye anymore. Maybe we should get a divorce.
A divorce? Alright.
In the end, Sara was transferred to another department, apparently working under cold stares. Tomonari resigned, and now he's working part-time.
Can't you get home a little earlier?
I'm stuck with my shifts, okay? Not much I can do.
It seems the marriage is heading into rough weather. Masahiko divorced Rie and stepped down. He's living a modest life now.
How did things end up like this?
Meanwhile, as for us,
Another trade show invite. That's impressive.
it's all thanks to you, Nagisa. There's a famous restaurant nearby. How about we grab dinner there together?